So you want my opinion on your stupid April Fool's Day joke, you fucking prick. How the fuck dare you make fun of an engagement when your beautiful partner deserves to have a beautiful husband and a partner for life, and you make a fucking joke about it? You know, April Fool's Day is the sort of thing where, you know, you play pranks, you play jokes and stuff, but the joke you played was fucking disgusting. Did you notice that your partner and her family didn't like it? Didn't respond to it? Or one person, but the fact that you mock a very special moment in a woman's life, an engagement, it's just disgusting. You want to you want a joke, mate? I'll give you a joke, mate. How about I raise you an engagement for a wedding ring? Yeah. See, unlike you, marriage is a very special thing. And unlike you son of a bitch, I've at least got her an actual wedding ring. And she's probably got the engagement ring that I gave her. See, I don't play fucking games, mate. If I love someone, I don't wait till Valentine's Day, I don't wait for a special day. If I know that's the person I'm meant to be with for the rest of my life, I put a ring on their finger. But all you could do on April Fool's Day was make a joke of her. She deserves so much better than you. You're a fat fucking piece of shit. It's not even funny. The fact that you've got druggies and whores and prostitutes on your Facebook is one thing. And the fact that you've added her sisters, her mother, her brothers, it goes to show you're nothing but a suck up. It's all a big game. All, you know, this sick game that you're playing on her. Because at the end of the day, you don't love her. And her brothers and sisters obviously don't give a shit about her because they've just signed with you straight away. Because you and the rest of them are controlling her like a puppet. I had to respond to this because I think you're a piece of shit. She deserves to be with someone like me. Someone that's going to give her an actual wedding ring. For real, not a fucking fake engagement because of April Fool's Day. It's not a funny joke. That's a very serious thing. On April Fool's Day, you know, you may play a prank and stuff, but when it's something as serious as an engagement and you mock that, fuck you. You're a fat piece of shit. You're a woman basher. You're a cheater. You've done that in the past, and I'll probably guarantee you're probably cheating on her now. See, this was all a game to you and her family. All you guys wanted to do was get her away from me. You took her away from someone that truly loved her and would protect her. Give her everything she wants. But no, you guys just seem to only care about yourselves. You don't actually care about her. You look at her like she's, you know, an invalid. You treat her like she's a little child. That's wrong. She's a fucking mature adult. She's fucking beautiful and she's intelligent, and you treat her like shit. Because at least she knows at the end of the day, if she needs a real man, a real wedding ring, a real good life, she's got me. Someone that's got a steady income, someone that's a property owner, someone that's got everything. What have you got, mate? Nothing. You're a fat piece of shit that treats women like shit. And I don't like that. I can't believe you mocked the most special day of a woman's life. Because I know how much marriage means to her, and I know how much an engagement means to her. And you put it up there like it's some sort of fucking joke. So you're not engaged to her. But it's fucking sad because, you know, if she ever comes back to me, I'm not just going to put an engagement ring on her finger. The next one's the wedding ring. It's right there. And I don't think you have the balls to match me when it comes to that. Because you've been put in her life to keep me away. So you've sided with the sisters that absolutely hate me. You've sided with the brothers that absolutely hate me. I know it's all her mother and stepfather's doing. Trust me, I'm not stupid. What you're doing to her is wrong. What her family is doing to her is wrong. You're manipulating her, you're brainwashing her. You're making her feel like she can't do any better than you. Oh, she can. She's got this man right here. I know you Greeks don't like us Italians, that's because we're fucking better at you than everything. We treat women better. We know what they want. Look at you and look at me. I think I'd rather know what I would pick. Everyone stated that she's dropped the ball, Andre. She should have been with you and not him. And it's just so messed up that you've brainwashed her. You and the rest of her family and her parents. It's disgusting. You know, I was around for 6 years and I've loved her for 6 years when I was with her. And I still love her to this day. I loved her the first time around too. At least for me, the flame in my heart doesn't extinguish. At least my morals are pure and true. I become such an amazing person in this year that you and her family decided to try to destroy my life. I've actually did everything that she wanted me to do. My brain is clear. Yes, I'm hurt. My heart's broken. I fucking love her more than anybody on this earth. My family treated her perfect. They accepted her like she was part of the family. And let me tell you something. As I'm sipping on this Jim Beam, it's way too strong. You never be as good as me. I'm drug free. I'm smoke free. I don't hang around with prostitutes. I don't hang around with druggies. They're not on my Facebook, but on yours, interesting. You're always about violence. Do you think violence solves everything? You think that as soon as you see me, you want to punch my head in. That's all you think about, is punching my head in and acting violence upon me. I wouldn't even be surprised if you were the person responsible for what happened last year when I was up that way and I had someone in the park put a knife to my throat. I wonder if you're behind that. I wonder if you and the family are behind the ones that the cars kept following me some nights. Oh, I'm not stupid. You and the family tried to keep me away. That was the whole point of this. You probably fed lies into her head that are not true about me. And I have a feeling that you and the family blackmailed her so she'd never talk or never see me again, which is wrong. And if that is the case, whatever you're blackmailing with her, I'll make sure that she doesn't lose whatever. Whether it's a house, her cats, whatever. I give a shit about her. I love her. I'm not a cocky fat cunt that fucking thinks he's top shit. You're fucking bold. I'm only bold because I shaved my head recently for a charity. But I'm not fat. I eat healthy. I'm fitter than you. I could outrun you in a running race easily. Your security, what? Security of cupcakes. Seriously. I think you need to let her go. I think the family needs to let her go and let her make her own decisions. Why don't you treat her like an adult? Because let me tell you something. When she was with me, she was happy for 6 years. She had freedom. She got to go out, go on flights around Australia. She got to go see her real dad. What about you, mate? You're sucking up to the family. You're under their string. And then you pull her string. Because you know that if I get one word with her, all your little plans, you and the family's plans get ruined. Because she'll see you and the family for what they truly are and what they've been doing behind her back. Now, my ex knows me too well. She knows that I wouldn't say anything unless I tell the truth. That's the one thing she's always known about me. I tell it like it is. I don't lie. I tell everything straight out as it is. And she would know if I'm making these videos, I must be telling the truth. She knows that I wouldn't make these videos unless I have a point to make. She knows that I love her. And I know she loves me. Because before you went out with her, maybe two weeks after me and her saw each other at Botanical Gardens, she still loved me then. She doesn't love you. She's only with you because she thinks she can't do any better. Until her mum or her stepfather decide to put some other bloke in her way. And then the next one, she's not allowed to choose her boyfriends. And as for you and your Pokemon, mate, really? Big Hulk something, whatever. You're nothing. You're not even a Pokemon player, mate. You're beneath me. You never be as great as me as a Pokemon player. You'll never be as good as me in any way. So why don't you just do the right thing? Let her talk to me. Just the two of us. What are you scared of? I'm not gonna even give her a hug. I'm gonna be professional about this, and I'm gonna say, look, you've probably heard some things that are not true about me, and I've heard some things about her that's probably not true. But we both have a right to close this chapter. Because until we close this chapter, me and her, these videos will keep going. She will be in her own world until this all ends. You see, mature adults resolve their problems. And there was never a closure. There was never anything resolved. Sure, I made a video saying that someone had to break us up. It was me last year. The video will probably be on the end of this video. But I just don't understand why you mock the whole engagement thing. Now you're going to leave that probably you're engaged to her. It's funny because when you look up her profile, no relationship info. No relationship info. I find that interesting why she doesn't show that she's in a relationship with you. Oh, you do. But everyone knows that you're a piece of shit. I wouldn't even be surprised if there's still photos of me on her Facebook. I wouldn't even be, you know, it's funny, when you look up her profile, isn't it interesting that there's a photo of her in my kitchen? There's a photo of her at the zoo. There's a photo of her at the beach. Who took those 3 pictures? And they're still up there for everyone to see on her profile. And I think my mum made a comment on the one when she's in the kitchen. Obviously not in a hurry to delete that because it's been there for 1.5 years now. You need to understand that if she could run, she would be right here. And if she needed to, I'd pick her up. I think she'll only be happy with her life and realise what's going on in her life is shit until she gets away from all the stuff that's going on. And if I have to say something to her, if she's watching, because I know you guys watch my vids, I love you with all my heart. I want you to be treated like an adult. I want you to be treated with dignity and respect. But mocking an engagement, it's not funny. When you deserve to be engaged and you deserve to be married to a decent bloke, not him. Because if you only knew the stuff that was going on behind your back, you wouldn't be with him. You'd dump him in a second. And that's why your family and him do not let you talk to me, because they know that I know too much that can wreck their little plans. That's why they probably blackmail you, saying you're not allowed to ever talk to him, or you lose this or lose that. Be realistic here. You need closure and I need closure. Do you think I like coming on YouTube and making vids about you and your partner? No fucking no. But I just don't think it's right the way you don't see what's going on. And it's not fair. I'm a man with a broken heart. I kept my end of the deal. I said if we ever broke up, I would never have a girlfriend ever again. And I haven't. You know why? Because we never had the closure. We never had a breakup. We never got to utter those words. We never had a final conflict. I'm just saying, you've got to know where this is coming from. You told people back in January and February, look, if Andre does this, you know, I'll drop the court stuff, you know, I'll sort it out with him. You kept telling people that, but you never did. But I went and got help. I went and fixed up my life. You know, you didn't end up doing your end of the bargain. And I find that very offensive. I find that sick. Because I went and did the right thing and became a better person. You said you wanted to be in a relationship where you felt safe and loved. And I can do that now. I have for a very long time. I think the best thing for you to do is, this hurts me to say this because it's breaking my heart as I'm speaking, move out of the house in Gula. and just have a fresh start. A fresh life. No more living with family members, no more living with your boyfriend. Just you, your pets, and your own flat. Straight out honest. You deserve that. At least that way you get to understand what's going on more. And you have freedom to do whatever you want. Not be told by people what you can and can't do. And if you needed help with rent or something, I would find your house myself and I'd move in with you. Just the two of us. Make sure no one has our number and give you the freedom you deserve. So you'd never have to do catalogs, you'd never have to worry about going hungry, never worry about paying bills. You have your own place, your own freedom. And I think that's what you need. Because until you move out of that house that you're living in and you get rid of the catalogs job, you're always going to be a child in their book, and you're always going to be the string on the puppet. You always told me you wanted to be a stronger person, you wanted to defend yourself. Well, what you did to me last year was the most disgusting thing anyone's ever done to me. And you have to live with that. When people kept telling you, Andre's a good bloke, you know, he's really sorry, he's really changed. You kept saying, oh yeah, I'll do the right thing. I'll ring up the police station, I'll get everything dropped. But you didn't, did you? So not only you became a backstabber, but you lied to people. So since this has all gone down, you've become a liar, a backstabber, a horrible person, a cheater. Lots more people hate you now. For what? Him? You gave up everything. You could have had friends, marriage, your own house, kids. You had so much joy. That's right here. You had a nice place here. You lived here. And you threw it all away. For what? That fat piece of shit that's next to you? Being able to be in the same house as your sister that is messy as fuck probably still? Why not move out? When you were single, you had your own place, your own freedom. They were living with you, you were doing everything on your own. And now you've just gone backwards. You're supposed to grow up. You're 30 years old. You're supposed to grow up. But you're still relying on your parents for help. At least one of your sisters moved out and started her own life with her partner. Your other sister's using you and your parents, God knows how bad. And I told you this once before. She's selfish and rude. And if you can see by her like Facebook and Instagram photos, yeah, like showing her boobs. Very appropriate. But like I said, this is no April Fool's Day. This is the wedding ring. Now, sadly, it is too small. So, yeah, that sucks because, you know, I would love to have given you this. And, you know, it's so weird, like, it just fits on the finger for me, but I know you got bigger hands, so. But, unfortunately, this wedding ring one day, unfortunately, won't be a wedding ring. It'll be just a, you know, just a normal ring to somebody if it fits. It's like Goldilocks, you know. One's too big, one's too small, but one's just right. So what I'm saying to you is this. Dump the fat piece of shit. Move out of home. And have a fresh life, a fresh start. And when you start realizing what people have been saying behind your back, especially your family, then you come to me, the door's open, and I'll spend the rest of my life with you. Where I can promise you kids, I can promise you marriage, stability, security, income, everything. Because you and me both know that when we were together, we may have been alone, we may not have had too many friends, but we had each other. And there was a lot of good times, and there was not very bad times. And you got to agree that the only time we had a fight is because something that your family got involved with or brought up. If they were never involved, we would not have had that fight that day. We would not have had that argument. All the arguments and fights we have is because it revolves around your step-parents. Well, your stepdad and your mum. Pretty much. Think about if you got rid of that problem, there wouldn't be any problems in our relationship for 6 years. I did so much to you. I mean, I didn't joke about an engagement ring. I didn't even wait that long. I did it in 6 months. That gives you an indication. I knew straight then and there who I wanted to be with for the rest of my life. Marriage was always coming. I was just waiting for a special moment. Kids, of course, you know, we don't know how the kids would have turned out due to your medical problems. But it was always something I was thinking about. And in some ways, some nights I was like, I hope she gets pregnant so I can spend the rest of my life with her. You know, and I think that you've got to understand that my parents treated you really good. You and my mum were like best friends. My dad considered you a daughter. But you gave that up. You threw it away. Now, while I'm making this video on Easter, I wish I was celebrating it with you. Now, I've decided I'd be taking a couple of days off Facebook while making this video. So on the Friday, Good Friday, I stopped being on Facebook. Saturday wasn't on Facebook. Probably won't be on today too. Not even replying to messages on Messenger. But I'll tell you this. I've been thinking about you today. Like I do every day. But sooner or later, you got to realise your actions are hurting someone that really loves and cares about you. Why not be the person you were when we were together? Kind, sweet, caring. Don't be this nasty person you've become. I'm telling you this because you were the one that always judged other people for not having anything or being bums or not sticking up for themselves, not growing up. But you're doing the exact same thing that you're telling me that you didn't like about people. You didn't like that one of my friends was so immature she needed to grow up. Stand on her own 2 feet. But you're no better than her now. You both play Pokemon. You both are on the dole. You're both getting a disability pension. You both don't drive. You both live under your parents' roof. So, why is she worse than you? And if you didn't get your disability pension, you'd have nothing. That's the reality. You're 30 years old and you still don't have a license. You don't drive a car. Why? Because your family never wanted you to. But your 4 younger sisters all, well, 3 younger sisters and 2 brothers have all got their licenses. You see a pattern here. Whenever they need something, guess who they ask to look after the house or look after this, look up. Always using you. Don't you think that's wrong? Someone had to say it. You get treated like crap. So what I'm saying is, it's time to close this book. It's time to contact me. It's kind of catch up. We need to talk. If you want this stuff to stop on Facebook and YouTube, it can. But we need to talk. We need closure because it's not fair on my friends seeing me get worse and worse with my health over this. It's not fair on my family. And in fact, my parents don't even know how bad I'm really been affected by this. You know, my mum and dad are like, well, especially my mum's like, why don't you get a girlfriend? Why don't you get someone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not even allowed to mention your name and say, well, but I love you know who. And I can't even mention your name around here. Because you're so hated and they think I should move on. I don't move on until at least there's closure. But I'm sorry. I know how you feel about me. And I know you know how I feel about you. But you still let this drag on. You know, the old person that I date wouldn't hurt me like this. Or let it drag on. In fact, most relationships wouldn't let it drag on like this. Believe me. What you're doing is very immature. And you're the one that said, people should grow up and act their age, but you're not doing it yourself. I've got so many more of these vids to make, believe me. And like I said, it's funny, I've got a sex tape of us. Well, actually, I've got 3 or 4. Especially with the one, you were in that French maid outfit that one night. Imagine if I showed people that. Or your partner. He wouldn't look at you the same. But I wouldn't do that. Maybe if I knew I was dying and then I had like one day to live, then I'd like just release the video on Facebook, YouTube, everything. But I'm not that mean. I mean, if you were very sensitive about your weight now, back then, when you first started doing stuff with me, when you had your braces, yeah, I'm sure you wouldn't like that video of what happened with me and you. And the stuff you were doing with me. I mean, yeah, it is R-rated, but I'm just saying, I've always got an ace up my sleeve. If I wanted to be horrible, but I'm not. I got nothing to lose anymore. I'd give up all my friends just to be with you. I'd give up everything to be with you. What's this guy got to give? Would he give up everything to be with you? You ask him to get rid of all the girls on his Facebook, would he? Nah. Think about his job and how many women he bumps into. And you think you're the only one in his life? Have a look at his friends on Facebook. Ask him who some of those females are. Just saying. Because I think at the end of the day, if you saw, the sort of people he hangs around with, you wouldn't be with him. I'm trying to be brave in this vid because I don't want to break down because I've shed too much tears in YouTube vids and at nights, but I never thought you would be the one that absolutely destroys me. I knew 7 years ago when I started dating you, I knew that your parents would do anything to get rid of me. Putting one of your male friends in the picture didn't work, so I got rid of him. Then they obviously tried everything to make sure that you're busy so you wouldn't come see me. Then they put people in your house to watch us. One sister came, she left. Not much time after, the other sister came in. You've been watched from day one all your life. So you're basically 24/7 watched. Do you really want that in your life for the rest of your life? You don't think that your stepfather and mother ring up your boyfriend every day and ask what you two are doing? That's not a normal relationship. Ringing every day, asking what you're up to. And that was happening with me and you. We'd be sitting here and your mum goes, "What are you two doing?" Driving in the car, "What are you two doing?" You see my point here? I just don't see how you're not smart enough to realise what's going on. I don't think they do it with the other sisters. And I certainly don't think they do it with the other sister that's got a boyfriend and moved out. It's you. Your stepfather can pretend he's your stepfather all he wants, but he's not, because he never married your mum. Your real father's the only decent one. And look what they did to him. You see a pattern. People that love and truly care about you, they make go away. Your real father, your ex before me, and me. We've all gone away. And I'm not surprised that now they've got their little hook, line and sinker in here. You deserve to have freedom. You deserve to stand on your 2 feet. So when you see this vid, doesn't matter what time of day or night, if you get the chance, whatever Facebook you message me from, say, "Look, Andre, I saw your vid. We need to talk." Alright? I'm saying this because this shouldn't drag on. It's not fair on my parents, not fair on your life, it's not fair on my life. And my best friend that I went to see recently, I even flew like interstate to see my best friend, and she says, I just don't want you getting hurt, Andre. I want you to find someone decent. I want you to be able to close this chapter in your life and move on. She wants to speak to you. Believe me, she'd actually be your friend, because she actually is the one person I talk about. You know, I talk to her about you all the time. She has a relationship where it's everything me and you should have been. She's got a beautiful partner, beautiful kids, and they're set for life. Same what we should have done. If we had problems, we should have gone to see a counsellor, because none of this shit would have happened. You cost me over $2,000 in court fees last year. Now, to most normal people, they can't afford that. Neither could I. But I had to pay that. When all you had to do from day one in the very first month, ring up the police station and drop everything. And then I wouldn't have had to go for half a year, being in and out of court, $2,000 plus, I think it was plus in court fees. On one court, no charges, no convictions, no nothing. That's because the lawyer saw what you and your family were doing and he said, that's not right. It shouldn't have gone this far. All because you couldn't pick up a phone. You picking up a phone wouldn't have cost me $2,000. It wouldn't have cost me my mental health. It wouldn't have cost me the stress, the nights of worrying about if I was going to lose my license, the nights I stay up till 6 in the morning stressing. You put me through all that. And I want you to be responsible. If anything happens to me one day in life, it's because of you. So if I died, it'd be because of you. Everyone must know that. See, I go on YouTube and Facebook. I do my live streams every night. I tell people I love them. I tell people I care about them. I do funny dances, singing. You know, I do everything. Because I know one day that if the hourglass, you know, the sand runs out, at least they always say, oh, he loved his ex till the end. He tried to put on a brave face. He tried to show everyone what it was like to live with depression. You know, I would say I've hit rock bottom. I've really hit rock bottom. And it's all because you couldn't make one call to fix all this. You know, if you made that call last year, I wouldn't have had to go through the shit that I've been through. So look what they did to me. And you think that's right. After the beautiful relationship we've had, you just let that happen. So at least this video, and I'm probably sure that it's probably going to get to you somehow, because there's probably someone on my Facebook that probably send it to you. No, I'm not asking them to. Because I told people, you know, don't message you. No matter who it is, don't message you. I don't know who's messaged you, just to be honest. Like, I have no idea if anyone's messaged you. That's kind of why, another reason why I want to talk to you and meet up with you, because I want to know what people have been messaging you. Because I've not asked anyone this whole time to message you. So if my friends have been messaging you, I wouldn't even know, because they don't even tell me. But if they have, it'd be interesting to find out what they've said to you, or what they've said about me, or what I've said about you. I know about one in particular last year. Now I don't know this girl. She was a complete random on Facebook, and one night I was saying, you know, I was just in a really nasty mood. I was saying, oh yeah, my ex was a fat bitch, right? I was just, but she was telling me that I was gonna go to your house. I was gonna, you know, get violent with you. I think that's what the conversation was. I don't remember too much about it, but I think that same woman was the one that tried to blackmail me too for money. She was like, if you don't give me money, I'm gonna spread all this stuff to your ex about you, say you're a horrible person and all that. Now I don't know what she said to you. I don't know what was even said, but I know that there was like what was her name? I know she was like, her profile picture was in this like denim miniskirt, long black or brown hair. I'm not sure. But I know that that person tried to blackmail me, and they said that if I didn't pay them what they wanted, that they would come to you and say all this shit. And yeah, so I was just letting you know that I don't know too much about that. Maybe you can clarify what people have been saying. I'm not gonna lie and pretend I haven't said bad stuff, because I've said bad stuff because I've been angry, like how this all went down. I don't understand why it went down. But I know somehow these vids get to you. I don't know who sends them, and I don't know why they do it, but it's not me, because I'm not chasing love. I'm hoping love finds a way back to me, because if there's love, there's always a way. You know, I kind of look at us like Miranda and Peter from Mrs. Doubtfire. He loved Miranda so much. He loved his kids so much. And all he wanted to do was be with them. And it took him to dress up like a lady and be their babysitter, their nanny, so to speak, to get close to them. Now, I'm not that extreme. But there was, he like he said, if there's love, there is love. And I know there is love still in your heart. And I have a funny feeling if you saw me, you'd just wrap your arms around me and give me a hug straight away. But at the same time, I can't let you do that. You may think, but you love me, Andre. Well, why wouldn't you let me hug you? Because I'm afraid that if you hug me, I wouldn't let go of the hug. I'm afraid that if you hug me, it's for the very last time that I'll ever see you. I've said sorry more times than I can imagine. I've cried too many tears that I can imagine. No one gives a shit about me. But you did. Why is it that the nice guy that I've become now is just too nice? I let people use me in this time, abuse me. The stories I could tell you what happened to me last year, even you would come straight away and want to find out who did that to me, and you would sort them out yourself. I know you would. It was that bad. You know, I was on the receiving end of multiple times being abused physically. You know, not just that, being screamed at, being used, abused. It was, I really did pick the wrong people to hang out with. But I was vulnerable because you made me this vulnerable person where anyone that be's nice to me, I get hook, line and sinkered straight away. And I let them play with me, and then when they're done, they spit me out. You know, the worst one in that time was an 18-year-old. Yeah, an 18-year-old. Kept getting me to drive her around, buying her stuff. And I guess I fell for it because she made me feel something inside. She tugged at my heartstrings. The worst thing about all that is when I told her, hey, you used me that night. You used me, and I don't appreciate that. And then, long story short, we had an argument and she ditched me. But after she ditched me, you know what she said? I started to have feelings for you. So when an 18-year-old, a very attractive one, says, oh, she had feelings for you, way to kick a guy in the nuts after you've done with him. So after she finished using me, she spat me straight back out. And, you know, I don't think mentally she was there, because a lot of times she would just get angry for no reason. I know that, you know, her life's rough and it's tough. Sadly, she became the crazy cat lady too. She ended up getting 2 cats. The thing I learned from her is I've got to start looking at their background. Like, she only smoked dope, but even that was just like, and cigarettes galore. Like, I don't want to hang out with someone like that. And she always denied that she did other stuff, but the anger that she had in her scared me to the fact that I didn't want to like go near her. There were some nights where she'd be like, "Oh, you want to catch up? You want to catch up?" You know why she wanted to catch up? Because it's all the 3 reasons: she needs to live somewhere, she needs me to buy her food or smokes, and that was pretty much. She never, every time. Like, I don't mind offering to like shout someone dinner and stuff, but when you start really using me, like the last time I saw her, like she kept saying, "You have to be here by a certain time. You have to be here by a certain time." I'm like, "Oh, fuck, whatever." So I got there and it's like, we gotta go pick up a cat. So we had dinner first, which I had to pay for. I didn't mind shouting dinner. So we went and got this cat, and we got back and she's like, "Oh, the pub closes soon. Let's go get alcohol." And I'm like, "Oh, nah. I just want to relax for a bit." And she's like, "No, can you buy me alcohol? I really want some alcohol." So the whole purpose of me that night was basically to go pick up a cat and buy her alcohol. And that was the last night I spent with her. I never kissed her, I never did anything with her. I just, when I knew that moment when I got back, I was like, I'm not letting her do this to me. I'm not letting someone use me like that. And when I confronted her on it, she went schizo. And if you saw some of the messages I've had since, the language that she uses, you'd want to go punch her head in. Anyway, thank you all for watching about this vid. I'm sorry if I'm not sorry. I said what I needed to say, and I'm not ashamed of it. Check the 4 vids in the corner of your screen if you want any info about what's going on about this subject related to it. But yeah, April Fools, no mate, you're the fool.